Hi, well, my name's Andy the Inkster Grider, and I'm looking forward to working with you tonight. Welcome to the Inkway USA Ink Refill Station webinar. We've got a great series of information in line for you tonight. I wanted to talk to you about why this model was so remarkably attractive to me when I first looked at it. My name is Andy the Inkster Grider. I have background as a business coach, a franchise consultant, and I've owned quite a few small businesses to medium-sized businesses myself. Currently own another one right now that we're growing and building. And you know, you get to a point when you've advised on enough businesses, you've helped build franchises, you've worked with licensing deals, and you've owned a few businesses as well. You start to know kind of what to look for in a business model. This isn't to sound braggadocious or arrogant or conceited at all. But having been there a few times now, I know what to look for, and I'd like to share with you why this model appealed to me so much. When you look at a business model, one of the things that's really important is to find something that's, if it's going to succeed and it's going to last and it's going to take off, is that it's a disruptive model in an established market. This is the only direct sales channel in the ink market. We have a very high quality product. It does very well against every top line competitor quality wise, and is often picked 9 out of 10 times actually on the eye test, meaning if somebody shows you a print with other ink off the same printer and a print with our ink off that same printer, they pick our ink. Price competitiveness. Well, again, ink is available a lot of places, and if you're making sure you're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges, you're going to see price competitiveness from us. We can save up to 75% off what somebody would spend in a big box retailer or a office supply store or something along those lines if you show them how to refill for themselves. If you get down into the OEM cartridges, we're usually saving 10, 15, 20% over what they might pay elsewhere. Again, assuming they're getting quality ink. Can you get cheaper ink? Yes, but you get what you pay for. And if you don't pay a lot for it, that usually says a lot about what you end up getting. Another thing that I'm a big fan of that isn't quite price competitiveness, but it's product competitiveness, are the refillable, reusable cartridges we have available for about 60, maybe 80 printers now. This is a growing market. It's a 100 and, where are we at right now? 70 billion now. We're going to have 120 billion by 2020. And it is a growing market in that there are 2 printers in every home, 7 printers in every office. It's a very wide customer base. Just about everybody uses ink. This is a cause that people believe in. Anybody that starts their own business as an entrepreneur, especially if you're already working a job outside of that, people like to help you out. They want to help you get started on that next step towards the American dream, towards entrepreneurship, towards building your own business. They also often believe in green technologies. They may not believe in saving the planet, although I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't, but they may not. I ran into somebody the other day who said, oh, climate change is just a bunch of hogwash. I said, okay, fair enough. So you don't mind throwing all this stuff in the landfills? Oh, no, we need to keep crap out of landfills. That's just bad for the earth. Okay, fair enough. So when you look at it, we'll get to a stat later on, but it's pretty appalling how many of these end up in a landfill and how much plastic gets used. When you get back to the business model, you're looking for compensation in various forms. You're looking for support, and we have product support here, we have tech support here, we have training here. We do all the stocking, shipping, and handling for you while you make commission on your web store, while you make $40 referral bonuses twice a year, so a total of $80 on all people you refer in who become elite distributors. You make other bonuses on top of that if you refer in a founder. We give you marketing materials. We give you education. Like I said, we give you support. We do these webinars Wednesday nights at 8, Thursdays at noon. All those are both Eastern time. Wednesday nights is an overview of this model. And again, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of people jumping in now over on the left-hand side. The attendee list is growing, and we're getting more and more people in. What we're going over here is what to look for in a business model. There's a low entry price point here. There's very low monthly operation costs, and there's an ability to begin today. Now, why build a business? Well, CNN showed a report recently that showed a decrease of $400 a month for the average American family. That's basically since about 2008. You hear people complain about the fact the economy is not what it could be. It's not bad, but it's certainly not what it could be. And this is a great way to help. So when people are concerned about their day job, and 58% of Americans are worried about losing their job if the economy changes, well, you want to be there as a possible business. You want to have a business backing you up in case one of you in your house, whether your spouse, yourself, your partner, yourself, your roommate, yourself, however that breaks down, loses their job. Now you've got a secondary or tertiary income source to help out with that. Why Inc? Well, I just showed you a ton of examples of Why Inc way, but let's talk about Why Inc. People are getting ripped off. They're getting tired of spending ridiculous amounts of money per gallon. And when they go to the Costco, or they go to the Walmart, or they go to the big box retailer, or they go to the office supply store, they're paying a lot of money. Even with discounts, they're paying a lot of money for what amounts to ink. But they pay for the packaging. They pay for the positioning, for the branding, for the name that's on the product, for the shipping to get it there, all the logistical pieces, even product placement within the store, whether it's on an end cap or is it buried in the middle of an aisle. You're going to pay, when you go for those products, you pay more each time they check one of those little boxes and says, yeah, let's package it this way, let's do it this way, let's do it that way. There's a little bit more added in, and if you can refill on your own and save a lot of money, go green. And there's a solution here for every printer. Why pay this $9,000 a gallon when our ink can cost as little as 8 cents a milliliter when you refill for yourself? Theirs is at least $2 a milliliter. Okay, let's just take it up to 20 cents a milliliter on our side and leave theirs at $2. That's still 10 times the amount of money. If you factor it in at what's really more like $3 a milliliter, because most of their cartridges, this is based on a 10 milliliter per cartridge refill type deal, we're talking about $4, $5 per milliliter in a lot of cases for these guys. $4 or $5 a milliliter, because they don't hold more than 5 milliliters in those cartridges anymore. That's insane. That's just not a good thing. So while we have a solution for every printer, whether they go to your website and they order from there, they order by printer name and cartridge number, and you can go look it all up. You put in your printer name. If you don't pull something, put in your cartridge number and type, and you'll be able to pull stuff up that way. You're getting high quality ink. You're getting either a chance to refill your own cartridges or your own toner, or you're getting OEM cartridges. There's all sorts of other options. Like I said, these refillable, reusable plastic cartridges, I love. Oh my God, they make it so easy. And I print, and then I refill ink. And then I print, and I refill ink. And it just keeps on trucking, keeps on working time and time again. Now, we talked about saving the planet. So there's 30 cartridges sold every single second. That turns into a huge landfill issue. By the time 2020 rolls around, we'll probably be up to 60 cartridges. Now, some of these are the ones that fit in your hand. Some of these are the big toner drums that are, pretty sizable. They're bigger than a football in most cases. So when you start tossing those at a rate of even 10 cartridges per second, let's say 1/3 of them end up in the landfill, and it's going to be more than that. Think about what that does as far as an environmental impact issue. And then show people how to refill, reuse, and recycle. When you talk to office managers, a lot of them are Gen Xers or millennials now, and the millennials in particular really care about that last line, the refill, reuse, recycle side of things. I want you to realize that everyone out there is a customer for you. Everyone. On the left side, you've got the personal side of things, the school kids, the parents, the grandparents, the teachers, the hobbyists, the photographers. And on the right side, you've got attorneys and realtors, you've got appraisers, you've got mortgage brokers, you've got doctors' offices, you've got businesses, whether they're large or small, it doesn't really matter. A larger one may lease their equipment, but they might have salespeople that are out in the field and run from their own home office that you might be able to get to buy from your web store. You don't ever give up on a prospect or an opportunity with this business because everyone uses ink. You can use this as a fundraiser for nonprofits or schools or sports teams or churches. give us a call, or better yet, an email at ceo@inkwayusa.com and ask about the possibility of doing fundraising with Inc., and we'll explain to you how to do that. It's really not very hard. You can come to the Thursday afternoon one as well and find out more about it there. Now, this is the part that everybody gets to. We talked about different types of compensation. We talked about what it means to get into the Inkway business. Well, if you get in, you want to be a founder, because you're going to get paid 9 different ways as a founder. You talk about diversity of income source, 9 different ways. As an elite distributor, not a bad thing. You get paid 5 ways. There's this one down here, and then these 4 with the double X's. Now, here's the thing I want to tell you. Bonus number 1, we're going to ignore for now. It's there, but we're going to ignore it. What I want you to pay attention to is this one. When you become a founder, you spend $1,000 for a founding unit. $1,000, one founding unit. You receive 4 refill stations per founding unit. Now I want you to look at number 7. When you refill for others, you make at least $750 per refill station. $750 plus $750 plus $750 plus $750. That's $3,000, Andy. Oh, I know. Wow. Hey, Inkster, that's $3,000. I only spent $1,000 to get in. That means I already made $2,000? Yes, exactly. Then on top of that, you have the company profit sharing pools, the matching company profit sharing pools, the 10% bonus on all web store sales, the 80% referral opportunity bonus every time you bring in an elite distributor who stays on for the year. Every time we send out one of those Inc. refill stations to them, which is twice a year for their $49.99, you get a $40 bonus. We'll show you how that helps you pay your monthly bills here in just a second. Everybody gets a share of the elite bonus pool. How do those happen? Every time we send out one of those inkjet refill stations, we throw in $31.50 into the elite bonus pool. So we have to be selling those at a pretty nice clip for this elite bonus pool to grow. The company profit sharing we'll talk about in just a minute. But again, a couple other bonuses: unlimited tech support, listing on Green Ink, Inkway University, and bonus number 12, refer a founder, one-time bonus of $60 right up front. Not a bad deal. Now, founders and elite distributors pay $49.99 a month. That works out to $50 a month. Let's use the easy math and say that's $600 a year to run your business. I have 2 franchise friends who pay about $350 a day back to the company to fund their business. I have another group that pays $300 a week back to the company to fund their business. The lowest fee I've ever seen, monthly running fees, especially with the amount of support we provide, is $400. You pay, and that's a month. You pay $49.99. And now I'm going to show you how you get that back. If you think about this, if just 8 people sign up and do the recurring $40 deals, that's $640. You come out $40 ahead. Your monthly business expenses are covered plus $40. 8 people. That's it. 8 elite distributors that stay on for the year, and you've paid for the cost of running your business. Incredible. Now, a lot of people say they need $200 to $500 a month. Well, let me show you the easy way to do that. Refer 5 people at $40. There's your $200. Refill 5 printers at 20 cartridges. That's going to be at least $250, somewhere in there. If you do both of those, you're up to $450. Sell $500 off your web store with a 10% commission bonus, you're at your $500. So anywhere between $200 and $500, not hard to do. Not hard at all. 5 people in a month who sign up as an elite distributor. If they sign up as a founder, you get another bonus there too. If you go out and you start talking to people about refilling, you refill 5 printers, which would be 4 cartridges per printer. That's 20 cartridges. That's at least another $250. That's your $450. And then again, if you bring in $500 worth of orders to your website, which some people are going to want to buy toner, some people are going to want to buy OEM cartridges because they're not going to want to take a chance on this ink in a box thing, or I don't want I spent a lot of money on this printer, or I don't want to touch those refillable, reusable things. I don't know if I trust them, etc., etc., etc. But all the things I showed you up here, come in down here, that's not counting the residuals. That's not counting the fact that this should repeat 6 months from now. That's not counting referrals. And referrals meaning people who talk to people who talk to people. And that does not include the share of the biannual elite bonus pool as an elite distributor. Now, next, founders, the people who spend $1,000 or more to get in. They share in 20% of the company profits, both Inkway and AccuBrite. Inkway is the division you work for as a direct sales rep. AccuBrite is the wholesale division, the people that talk to the big box stores, the people that talk to the catalog companies. We have products we push out to them. Why are they sharing 20% of their profit with you as a founder? Because Lenny Green built one of the coolest, most unique compensation systems I've ever seen, because he wants to share with you in the success, but he needs you and we need you to help build these pools. If we don't bring in profit, we don't bring in sales, our own founders don't at least order their own ink from their web stores and refer to others and get them ordering it, then there's not going to be much in those pools. But the way they work is pretty simple. If you've got at least one unit or a portion thereof, you share in pool A. In pool B, you need at least 2 full units to share. Pool C, 5 units to share. And pool D is for the purchasing founder with the most units. They take the whole thing. They don't touch pools A, B, or C, but they get the whole pool D. Now, again, if your profits over a 6-month period, because this empties twice a year, are $1 million, and there's 20% coming out of it, and let's say there's 20% coming out of $1 million over on the AccuBrite side, okay, that's $400,000. And those split evenly between the pools. That's $100,000 per pool. You're starting to see what happens here and what those checks can start to look like, especially if you're in pools B, C, and D. That can get kind of crazy and really, really cool. So, as far as it's all concerned, what else do you gain? Well, we bring you Inkway University. Opportunity Launch is part of that helps you build landing pages and capture pages. On Thursday afternoons at noon, we do some LinkedIn training, some social media training. We give you links to videos. We talk to you about how the Uber of Ink, Green Ink works. We talk to you about a lot of the different things we have available for you there, all the marketing tools. And we spend about 40 minutes over lunch spending time talking to you about how to grow your business. So what do? You get excited here. You get motivated. You begin inviting people to the webinars. Wednesdays at 8 p.m., Thursdays at noon Eastern. Wednesday nights, the overview of the business that we just gave you. Thursdays at noon is the training piece. No matter whether you go to training, no matter whether you come to Wednesday night, you get people to come along with you, especially on the Wednesday night deals. If you want to bring in people who are going to jump into the business, you begin working on asking, hey, so where do you buy your ink? And do you know how much ink costs most of us per gallon? It's a lot. Oh, hey, what kind of cartridge, what kind of printer do you have? Oh, you don't know? Okay. Well, what kind of cartridges do you have? They fit in your hand, or are they big round tubs? Oh, they're big round tubs. That means you probably have a laser printer because you're using toner. Now, all of a sudden, you look smart. You start looking like you know way more than they do about the ink and ink industry. And guess what? That usually means they're going to want to buy from you. But the way to get to that is to ask questions. Begin working on asking questions, leveraging the marketing tools and resources we have to help you, and talking about your website and your ability to refill for others and save them money. Listen, America's mad right now. America's tired of being ripped off. America's tired of being screwed over. America's tired of being taken advantage of. And a lot of people feel that way right now. Doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on, there's a lot of people that are fed up. I mean, all the way up past their eyebrows. And before that boils over, make sure you step in and show them one way they can get some relief, which is to show them how to not spend $9,000 a gallon on ink. So if you're curious and you want to move forward, become an elite distributor for $49.99 a month. We've got a handful of founder units still available. Talk to us there, CEO at inkwayusa.com. It's on the bottom left-hand side of your screen right now, CEO at inkwayusa.com. Please take the time, write an email, say, call me about becoming a founder. This will be one of the better business decisions you've ever made if you're willing to get out and work it. We will train you. We will show you what to do. We will talk to you about how to do it. We've had a lot of people here tonight, and I see a couple questions coming in on the private chat. You guys know where I'm headed next, don't you? I just ask, are there any questions? There are. So, how much does the biggest distributor make right now? I honestly couldn't begin to tell you that. That would be a Lenny question, and unfortunately, he's not here tonight. I would say that, I think practically an elite distributor, when I look at it, should be able to clear at a minimum $300 to $500 a month with working fairly casually, and up to $5, maybe $6,000 a month working pretty hard as a, closer to a full-time job. As a founder, you have a lot more opportunity because you have the ability to share in those bonus pools twice a year that are the bigger bonus pools that not everybody gets to share in. So, I guess, how much is are you asking about elite distributor? Yeah, elite distributors. So an elite distributor, I'd say, you're looking at a minimum of $200 to $500 if you work reasonably hard and, get out there and talk about it and advertise your business. None of this is free. None of this comes easy. None of this is simple or shut and, open and shut. It's just not, it doesn't work that way. You have to go out and work at your business. What are the best tips I could give someone who's just getting started out? Well, tomorrow at noon, one of the tips I give you is to get to our webinar tomorrow at noon, because we will talk about social media marketing. We'll talk about LinkedIn marketing. We'll talk about how to say what you want to say without sounding salesy and be educational and helpful instead of being a nuisance. How do you, what are the best tips I could give somebody who's just starting out? Talk about your business every day. Make sure people know what you do. If you're a mechanic during the day and you're doing this at night, if you're a school teacher during the day and you're doing this at night, if you're a grandma who stays at home and you're doing this during the day and at night, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a stay-at-home dad, if you're somebody who is normally a bartender and you're wanting to do this during the day, and come home, you get your sleep, you get up, you have your lunch, you go do this, and then you go bartend. I've got a friend of mine that's exactly what they do. That's how they're working right now. And this is starting to become a fairly substantial little run of money for them because they talk about it, guess where? At the bar. And they tell people, hey, I'm going to be at the coffee shop next door tomorrow. If you bring in your cartridges, I'll refill them for you. You let me know that you were at the bar last night, and I'll give you a slight discount. I'll give you 10% off. That's a pretty cool thing to do. Again, be unique. The other thing I would tell somebody who's just starting out is to make sure you don't let that inkjet refill station you get go to waste. Do not just let it sit there. Go use it. It is a sitting $750 or more bonus pack for you. Especially if you're a founder, you're going to get 4 of those, 4 of them, which is more than the cost of your actual unit, your founder unit. That's crazy talk in most businesses. We're giving you something that gives you a $2,000 profit out of the gate. And then the ability to go do it again and again and again and again. I can't imagine why somebody wouldn't want to become a founder, and possibly a founder at a $5,000 level. Compare this to the cost of a franchise. This is one of the other questions that just came in. If I compare this to a cost of a franchise, so yeah, there are, okay, I see, hang on, let me finish, let me see what you're typing here. There are people who spend, $10,000 on a franchise. They usually have build-out costs. They have all sorts of equipment they need to buy. They have all sorts of supplies they need to stock. They have all sorts of other things going on there. And oftentimes, they're not going to make as much in a day in profit as you are sitting at a coffee shop refilling for other people. Straight, cold, hard facts. You're going to make $30 to $50 an hour running this business once you learn how to run it properly. If you do it right, $30 to $50 an hour. There are very few jobs that you're going to go out and do in a general way, much less that let you set your own hours, like this one does, that are going to earn you $30 to $50 an hour. Just not too many of them out there. And certainly not too many of them out there that cost you this little to get into in the general sense. You're not talking about a major investment here in the business sense of things. Yes, can it be a lot of money to the person who chooses to pull the trigger? Yes, and I am no way, means, or whatsoever trying to belittle that. $1,000 is a lot of money for a lot of people. I mean, it's honestly a lot of money as far as I'm concerned. I don't talk lightly about $1,000, but when you compare it to 10 or 20 or 40 as your investment just to have a franchise, much less the build out, much less all the other pieces, does that answer your question? It does? Okay, thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay, well, again, thank you all very much for being here tonight. I'm Andy, the Inkster Grider. It has been great to speak with each and every one of you. Thank you for the folks that came out tonight. Thank you for the folks involved in the chat. And as usual, this will post up on the Inkway USA page, and we will have it available for you to share with other people. And they get to hear all this wonderful brilliance once again. All right, this is Andy the Inkster Grider signing off. I hope you have a great night.